Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. In this first clip, you're going to see me try some deficit deadlifts. It's part of my deload that I'm doing this week. Basically, I just cut the volume and the weight down a little bit, and I'm just kind of working on some weak points, a lot of pause reps and things. So right here, you'll see I do 225 for 6. Nothing too hard. It's actually pretty easy, but I deadlifted 2 days earlier, as you'll see later in this video. So I figured I'd only do one set of these today. Go up nice and smoothly. It's the first time I've done deficits in about 2 months, I think. So it was a little awkward. I had to drop my hips down even lower than usual just to prevent my back from rounding. But I think it goes pretty well. Form looks pretty good. No rounding in my back or anything. And basically I went in my socks today. I didn't have my Chucks with me and I didn't want to wear my New Balances. Those are really no good for deadlifting. So this is from the day before. I was just working on some control work for upper body. You'll see my bench in a minute. Here I just hit some Pendlay rows. Honestly, these are only 95 pounds, as you can tell. But what I'm doing is I'm pausing at the top, holding the contraction. I'm actually fairly new to this exercise, so if it's a little bit ugly, don't judge me for it. Feel like my back's staying nice and flat here. I'm controlling the weight pretty well, holding it at the top, just focusing on the hypertrophy aspect of it. And you'll see in a second my bench press. So here it is. This is only going to be 225, which for me in the past this was not that hard of a weight, but I had a pinched nerve in my neck a couple months ago, which actually prevented me from benching for a solid month and a half. When I started again, I was only able to do 95s for sets of 5, and 95 pounds, I mean. That was just really bad. So I've been able to do 225 for a decent amount of reps recently, but I want to work on control, which is what I'm doing all week with this deload. So I just hit 2 pause reps here. Probably had a couple more in me, but didn't want to push it. Got a heavy workout coming up this weekend. So just 2 reps there was all. Feel like that went nice and smooth also. Now here's the deadlifting I was talking about from the other day. You can see here, I believe this is 245 on the bar at the moment. Sorry about the Alexis Sanchez shorts right there, but the bar kept getting caught in my shorts, so I figured I'd roll them up a little bit, only to blind everyone else in the gym. So basically, here I am trying to pull the slack out of a bar, which doesn't really have any slack. These are pause deadlifts. I wanted to hit a 1 rep paused max today. Basically, my thinking is that by cutting the volume out and doing pause reps where I can't go quite as heavy, I'd still be able to go fairly heavy, keep my nervous system ready for the work that's to come in the next few weeks, but not overly tax myself. So this, I think, is 295. Now this one I was probably the most happy about on the day. It was a PR, at least for the next 5 minutes, but also I feel like my form is really, really solid here. Now I have a slightly lower hip position than some people in deadlifts, but as you can see my hips don't really shoot up or anything. So, there we go, disdainfully unhinging my lever belt right there. So that went well, and I figured, I want to go for 325 because it was going to be a little bit more than I squatted that day, which you'll see after this. And slapping myself, trying to get psyched up. You'll see this goes pretty well. It was tough. The weight almost pulls me back down to the floor, but I was able to keep my core, my glutes tight enough. And there's Phil showing off his America shoes, that I was able to pull this up without too much problem. You'll see my back doesn't round or anything. Trying to pull the slack again out of a bar with no slack in it. So, watch, I'll get my hips down here. Get about 1 inch off the ground. Yeah, it was tough, but I was able to get it. And figured I'd showboat for the camera a little bit right there. So, before this, what you're going to see now is I worked on some pause squats. Now, for the first time in about a month and a half, I'm doing high bar. I've been doing Johnny Candido's 6-week program, just finished the first 5 weeks. I'm rebuilding my strength from when I pinched that nerve in my neck. And everything's about back to where it was before, if not a little bit better. Now I'm about to hit some pause squat PRs here. Not quite sure how much I have on the bar here, but as you can see, this one goes pretty smoothly. I'm able to hold the pause for a while, and I was feeling good enough that I added some weight after this. Yep. So nothing too crazy in terms of depth. My lower back and my hips were actually really tight, so all I wanted to do on this day was just hit adequate depth and then go up. As I post more videos, you'll see I'm usually able to get a little bit lower than that. The high bar, for the first time doing it in about a month, it actually felt really smooth. So this one, I believe, goes fairly well. The depth looks a little bit high from this angle, but my buddy was filming from the other angle, and it was about right where I wanted it. Feel like if this was a competition, I would get the white lights there. So, as you can see, I'm wearing red line knee sleeves. They were the cheapest quality ones I was able to find. Honestly, I didn't feel like throwing $90 at the SBDs at this moment. I'm also wearing the Nike Roma Leos, which have been...
You gotta get there. Them joints right there. Dude, I was so close to getting. I was so close to getting 275. I was stunned you can bench 250 first. Dude, I could feel like I was gonna walk out. I was like, yeah, it's like no. That close grip stuff we did yesterday will help for sure. Did you go forward in this thing? Yeah, buddy. Get in there. Up.